We interrupt all radio and television programs for an indefinite period. Please keep your radio and television sets turned on. This is an emergency. I repeat, this is an emergency.
Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project, bringing you a grand solar minimum update on Friday, November 23rd, 1 a.m. Mountain Time 2018. You're looking at the icon model. This is the low-end model for snow forecasting, and it is showing epic snows across the lower 48, penetrating all the way down into the southern states and literally burying the southern areas as we head into the end of November. Now remember, it's not happy people who are thankful. It's thankful people who are happy. Keep calm, it's boom time. Paradise Fire is the deadliest U.S. wildfire in 100 years, eerily similar to the 1918 Inferno that killed 453. All links will be below. If we go back to the 1918 time frame, where I'm pointing, it's right after cycle 14. Now, solar cycle 14 is very reminiscent of solar cycle 24. Gobble, gobble. We're here. The last Inferno was here. History is not a mystery. History repeats itself. Post-Thanksgiving winter system brings heavy snow, gusty winds to the Midwest this weekend. Heads up Des Moines, Madison, 8 to 12 inches predicted. We are watching a storm system that could bring several inches of snow to parts of the Midwest by the end of the holiday weekend. A strong winter system will track across the plains and Midwest into this weekend. A stripe of light to moderate snow is likely from Nebraska to Michigan. A new storm system will surge across the country's heartland this Thanksgiving weekend, and it will bring some headaches to those traveling home after the holiday, especially those that believed Al Gore and bought his book. What a schnook. Following a relatively tranquil Thanksgiving week, a deep dip in the stream will dive through the Rockies into the plains this weekend, bringing insult to injury. We have 4 to 6 inches outside right now. I drove home in a whiteout from Rex Bears for Thanksgiving dinner. Well, it was a winner. Snow will be widespread in the northern and central Rockies to start the weekend, but will spread into the Black Hills of South Dakota, heads up Cheyenne, North Platte, Denver, Grand Junction, Jackson Hole. Billings will be buried. It hasn't been this cold since last February. Yeah, heads up Toronto, Montreal, minus 17.7, negative 18.7 in Ottawa, negative 18 in Peterborough, minus 23.4 in Sault Ste. Marie, negative 14.9 in Hamilton. Gulf, minus 20. That ain't funny. Thursday's biting cold came courtesy of an Arctic high pressure system and the grand solar minimum, which has been easing into Ontario, Quebec, and the northeastern U.S. for the past few days. Numerous new record lows will be added to the cacophony of the historic books as a result, with Toronto, Montreal, Ottawa among those chalking up new records. Hey, all you schmucks up there last year emailing me about, it's not hot, it's not cold up here. Well, I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, be careful what you wish for. You just might get it. Especially a month out from winter. And that's tonight's first boom. Boom! And that's for all the schmucks up in Ontario that said it's so hot up there. I hope it gets to minus 50 before winter. Yeah, that's boom. Yeah. Ontarians apparently are lamarians. Sault Ste. Marie actually broke a new monthly temperature record on Thursday, as well as the earliest date with a temperature of negative 20 C. Coldest November 21st ever. New record, minus 22.4 C. Previous record, 15. That is destroying it by 7 degrees centigrade. Coldest November 22nd, minus 23.4. Destroying the previous record, of 18.6 by 5 degrees. Coldest in November, minus 23.4, destroying it by over 2 degrees. Earliest minus 20 C, November 21st, destroying it by 5 days. This is 4 epic records, Guinness World Records, ever broken before your very faces. Hey, global warming alarmist, you're a disgraces. Happy Thanksgiving. And that's a boom. Yearly average sunspot numbers don't lie. History will repeat itself. We're headed into the Dalton minimum over the next year. And we're going to be plummeting into the Maunder minimum over your lifetime. Whew. Unusually cold temperatures broke several records in Sault Ste. Marie overnight. Daily record lows for November 21st and 22nd. Coldest temperature ever recorded in November. Earliest date with a temperature below minus 20 C. By 6 days. First extreme cold weather alert of the season. And it is a beast. Let's check the icon model. I'm doing this for you, climate guy. Go check him out on YouTube. Ice Age 2050 is the bomb. Diggity. He is the future. Because he knows the truth. And the truth shows that through the beginning of December, it's going to be a fall to remember. And what I mean by that is that there is no evidence of fall happening anywhere above 40 degrees latitude. It's been snowing. And I've got some emails today from people in South Dakota that said, I just drove through there. Man, your models are wrong. My models are snowfall models for the future. Yeah, the snow's falling in the future from now. Not now, it's in the future. So if you're in South Dakota, it's not going to snow there. Yeah, right until, see that? November 25th. And then it will snow across the state. That will be your fate. Heavy snows in the Sierras up to 4 feet in many regions. The icon model goes only 180 hours out. So we're talking just 5 days from now. Heavy snows across 27 states. Did you just hear what I said? We are 1 month out from winter, and it's snowing in 27 states in the next week. If that doesn't make you tweak, then you're a geek. And you've bought into the dogma of global warming. We're repeating a 60-year historic record where it snowed exactly like this 60 years ago. And we're repeating a wildfire cycle that happened exactly 100 years ago. It has nothing to do with you. And it certainly has nothing to do with CO2. It's the sun. And it's fun. Mostly because the fraud is obtuse. Did you have a good Thanksgiving? Were you grateful? Is our future fateful? I believe so. And that's a boom, 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 boom. Boom! Heads up! Let's get there. Global warming hoax unravels. Along our travels, Science Fraud Exposed, OppenheimerRanch.org. We are 15 months in to our mission, and we're approaching 10 million views. 10 million. Yearly average sunspot numbers 1610 to 2017 don't lie. 10 million views. People want to know. And the models don't lie. Extreme cold weather alert for Montreal as temperatures hit negative 25 C. That's minus 25 C centigrade. If you're in the 3rd grade, it's no doubt that winter is already in full swing a month before winter. If you ever happen to forget that the cold season came early this year, just take a look outside and you'll have no trouble remembering nightmarish winter memories. A month before winter. Extreme cold weather alert for Montreal as people freeze their arse off. Before they're about to freeze their arse off. Temperatures in Montreal will hit minus 40 this winter. And I apologize for telling you the facts. But those of you that say minus 25 is warm, you better have 18, yeah. You better have 18 to 20 cords of wood. Snow blankets parts of the UK after temperatures plummet for the second night in a row. Ho, ho, ho. Yeah, 50 days before Santa gets here, many parts of the UK woke up under a blanket of snow for the second day in a row, which is not a ho, ho, ho. After temperatures again plummeted overnight, as the Eastern European blast continues, a heavy dusting was even recorded in the far southern counties, such as Kent and Dorset. Snow fell over the Pennines. Is that the pennies? Too, leaving areas like Tan Hill in North Yorkshire under a few inches. That's the cinches. Snow continues to fall in parts of Wales and central other areas. Heavy snow falling over level areas and the cars in middle of fields. He's not a smart thumb, he's a dumb thumb. Snow hit parts of UKs as temperatures plummet. What a gobble day. Temperatures as low as negative 6C have been recorded across UK. Well below average for this time of year. I'm not a queer. The Met Office calls for strong cold winds in the north and west from Thursday through. Though the weather is expected to get drier, it's going to be fucking cold. Somebody that they now was told. As the end of the week approaches, showers will return in the east and southwest, and some which are still expected to be wintry. What does that say? Heavy dusting. Oh my. Gobble gobble, happy Thanksgiving. And that's a boom. Yeah, that's a Thanksgiving boom. Record snowfall at the roof of the world. Look at the lens flare. It's almost like Nibiru is shooting a laser beam down to Earth to suck Rex Bear up into the spaceship. Yeah, or Tyler. A record amount of November snow, the most in the entire history of meteorological observations. Holy shit. That's a lot. Let's reread that. A record amount of November snow, the most in the entire history of meteorological observations. Well, I might need to take a vacation. Has fallen in the northwestern Chinese province of Qinghai in the Tibetan Plateau, Xinhua News Agency reported. According to the local meteorological center, 27 counties within the Qinghai province have reported record November snowfall, the most ever recorded in history. The Dulan district, located at an altitude of 3,180 meters above sea level, is buried. The Tibetan Plateau is often called the roof of the world. And what a roof it is, covered in snow. Santa lives there. I can't make this up. I am trying to make my satellite work by clicking lots of buttons. It's November, Australia, battered by brutal polar blast just 1 week before summer. And the kangaroos are totally freaked out. It all looks like they ate a bunch of mushrooms and are there staring at our camera. They even look like jackalopes. You know what a jackalope is? Google it. Australia has been hit with a teeth-chattering Antarctic blast just days out from the start of summer. What a bummer. Bureau of Meteorology forecaster Anita Peen, who said it was going to be the hottest year ever, looks like a total D-bag after they told the Daily Mail Australia that this is a particularly cold front for this time of year, after we predicted it to be warmer than ever. And we were totally off by everything, which means we were wrong by 100%. Ski resorts in Victoria and New South Wales have already received 10 centimeters of the white stuff, up to 50 centimeters. That's a half a meter forecast for Thursday afternoon into Friday. Just a week before summer. This will be one of the biggest spring snowfalls ever. And they all slipped another prawn on the barbie. Here's a video in Falls Creek that doesn't lie. It's almost summer, and they're totally fluxed. Yes, cosmic rays, atmospheric compression leads to global cooling, and that's no fooling. These D-bags. Look at it. This is what summer looks like in Australia. I hope you got travel insurance. Diamond, you need to stop smoking. If it wasn't for you, we would never survive. Survive and thrive. Live your own life. Stop telling people what to do. Random unseasonable dumpings of snow at high elevations in Australia, whilst rare, are not entirely unheard of. They are after Al Gore predicted 11 years ago that we'd never see snow, and he received the Nobel Peace Prize from the IPCC for claiming that we're all going to melt and burn up, and there would never be snow or global sea ice. Ow! You fucking... Large dust storm sweeps through Australia. Serious health hazard in Sydney. Similar to the West Coast, a low-pressure system affecting southeast Australia since November 21st brought damaging winds, high seas, dangerous dust storms, and elevated fire danger for New South Wales. We're talking Hulaboo type stuff. So far today, we responded to 90 cases of asthma for breathing difficulties, and Diamond is still smoking. He should be choking. This is the typical time of year for dust storms, but this one was epic. I wish I could get some video. Oh my God. Not happening. Are the New Madrid and Alaskan fault zones waking? I don't know. Have you been checking the USGS maps, and have they been quaking? David Dubine, Adapt 2030. You want to follow him? Click on this button where it says follow. I'm not able to do it here. But as we head deeper into this new Eddy Grand solar minimum, the predictions was for more seismic activity, more volcanic activity, extreme jet stream shifts in the meridional direction that's causing what you're seeing right now. And if you didn't know, a good friend of mine, David Dubine, aka Adapt 2030, he will be at LeeCon this May, third week, in Denver, Colorado. We're flying him in from the other side of the globe to kick ass and take names because he's been doing it for years. Now, I'm bringing this blog up for a reason because we're about to do the seismic update. And I want to bring you up to date that the New Madrid fault zone has experienced the second uptick in the last decade. And we now have 10 quakes from the New Madrid east into the Appalachians in the last 7 days. So we're going to be keeping a close eye. 7 quakes happening here in the main center of activity just in the last week. And it was my prediction earlier in the year, about a year ago, that when we get above 15 to 20 quakes in a week, that we have a serious problem. So the second uptick in a year has occurred at the New Madrid, and we're going to keep a close eye on it because there are other upticks, as Dubine predicted years ago. And let's just quickly come in here into settings and stop melting down the computer. We only have so much RAM. And it's totally getting rammed. Boom, boom, boom. Heads up. Yeah, that's what I would say, Matthew. That's a series of those. Yeah. Do you know about the yearly average sunspot numbers? We're returning back to the Maunder minimum in just 10 years. Prior to that, we're going to transition through the Dalton minimum, where millions of people died due to global famine. Yeah, that could be in the next 48 months. It's a hard pill to swallow, but in the meantime, if you're worried about live earthquake monitoring around the world and the fact that the USGS is a fraud, come check out Volcano YT, who just opened a new live stream called Real-Time Earthquake Monitoring. Subscribe to the channel. We just did it. Boom. Give him a thumbs up, and you will be able to get the breaking news on earthquakes worldwide that the USGS are hiding from you, because Volcano YT isn't hiding anything from anyone. You know what that means. Yeah. Yeah, that's a boom. Heads up. Boom. Boom. Thank you, Matthew. Yearly average sunspots returning to historic low levels for the rest of your lives. Seismic update. At some point, they will cooperate with us. There it is. The problem is that we have to reset it. Well, forget it. Okay, it's not going to work for us, so let's just get away. Check out Volcano YT, and we're going to get on with the update. Let's go to new tab, and let me bring you in to our normal setting. .5 in Chile. No other quakes to note. We're in a seismic uptick. We're waiting for a plasma stream to reach us from the southern coronal hole. We have a 5.9 on the Pacific mid-ridge, 5.3 in Fiji, 5.0 in Vanuatu, activity in Greece, as well as the New Madrid, and up in the basin and range. We also have volcanic uptick on the Aleutians we're going to get to. And a 4.0 here out in the Aleutians, ticking off just moments ago. Ho, ho, ho. Worldwide volcano news update. Fuego, Tucono, Vienamov, and Sakolejima. Come check it out. Links will be below. We're deep in it. We're looking at a Popo increase over here at Volcano YT. A small plume coming off right now. Sakurajima also, small plume emanating. Clearly, we can see it here. Now, there has been significant increase in ash emissions at Vienamov. Aviation color code red today. This is in the Aleutians. Now, this plume, very visible from satellite imagery here, is going to be headed towards British Columbia, which is going to be receiving record snow over the coming days. And they won't even notice it, except they'll be choking out. This plume is headed towards Northern California, Victoria, and southern British Columbia. So heads up for you guys in the coming days, because there will be coming haze. How do I know? There it is. And that is headed your way. It's going to spread out like a chemtrail and make it even colder, adding insult or injury, and probably bringing more snow to your region. So any of the forecasts you see are going to be probably increased by 10 to 30% based on that volcanic activity. Here we're looking at Saku pluming, and that's a booming. Heads up. Please, thumbs up and subscribe to all the channels I link below if you know how to get there. Climate change, warning. Gas concentrations at new record highs. The only problem with that is temperatures aren't. If we come over to the latest global temps from Roy Spencer, you'll see what I'm talking about. Now, CO2 has been rapidly increasing since 2016, straight up, off the map. You see what global temps have been doing? Exact opposite, straight down, off the map. So as CO2 rapidly increases, continuously, day after day, the temperature on the globe rapidly decreases, exactly opposite of the global warming mantra. So this nonsense where they're saying that warming gas concentrations are at a new record high, while global temperatures are at a new record low, doesn't flow. I don't even get any mojo. Ho ho. Concentration of key gases in the atmosphere are driving up global temperatures, reaching a new high in 2017. 2017, a new high. Nope. Totally lying. The BBC is now deleted. Absolute lie. Fraudulent information being perpetrated by the mainstream. Ha! Who would have thought? Winter is coming. Super grand solar minimum. Yeah, that's the rest of your life. Professor Valentina Zarkova gave a presentation in her climate and solar magnetic field hypothesis at the GWPF in October 2018, and they shat their pants. Zarkova modeled solar sunspot magnetic activity. Her models have run at 93% accuracy, and her findings suggest a super grand minima could begin now. Holy cow. Yeah, that means global unrest and famine, and you've been lied to. It's down from here. Down, down, down. Bye, bye, bye. Thanks, Jack Eddy. If you've been fed the nonsense, you might as well regurgitate it. A hidden radioactive heat source seems to be melting East Antarctic from below. Yeah, we've known about this. In fact, over 71 new volcanoes have been detected underneath Antarctica in the last year. Here's the paper coming out. Anomalously high geothermal flux near the South Pole. Totally fluxed. What does this mean? As record Antarctic ice builds, it melts from below, and yet the Antarctic ice budget is increasing. Well, we've also learned in the last few weeks that cosmic rays are emanating from the South Pole. We also know that cosmic rays cause heating of magma in the subsurface of siliceous-rich volcanoes. And the 71 volcanoes detected in the subsurface of Antarctica are all siliceous-rich. So this geothermal anomaly that I'm going to point out in 2 seconds, boom! Blue triangles, new volcanoes detected underneath the ice sheet in Antarctica, up to a mile deep or deeper. And the yellow zone is the new super hot spot, or the geothermal anomaly. Now, this has nothing to do with anything but cosmic rays emanating from Antarctica warming this area. It's in the same circle that the aurora borealis would be coming out of the North Pole, so we would expect electrical activity that's shooting out of the South Pole, which we just saw a paper on a month ago, to be causing this heat signature. Now, it doesn't mean that there's going to be a catastrophic ice loss or sea levels going to rise or anything like that, because we are headed into the next glacial period. In fact, for 12, 13,000 years, which you don't have to worry about because you'll be dead. 12 out of 13 scientists agree global warming is a hoax. Boom! I love it. Global warming hoax unravels. Science fraud exposed. OppenheimerRanch.org. Are you part of the Borg? Well, then you know how to type this up here. Just go to oppenheimerranch.org. Yeah. We've been on the internet for years. We're not queers. And you can learn about the story. We're not related to the Oppenheimers, Frank or Robert. They built the atomic bomb, and they didn't know they were doing it to kill millions of people. And the day that it was revealed to them, Robert said, "I am become death." Now, Robert and Frank, brothers, were the key physicists that enabled the creation of the first atomic bomb. They had no idea they were creating a weapon. This is what the powers that be do to scientists. They delude them, they disinclude them, and they compartmentalize them. And in the end, they have no idea what they're working on. Now, serendipitously, Leah and I purchased Frank Oppenheimer's parcel that was given to him by the federal government to hide from the masses after he was outed as a communist because he did not agree with the protocol that was being used for his research, i.e., killing people by making a bomb. So the powers that be don't give a f about you. They like to murder people for money. They like to lie to the scientists to get the answers they need. And then they gift you with hundreds of acres of wilderness to go hide. Because they're scumbags. Now, serendipitously, Lee and I purchased his parcel with his cabin. Frank Oppenheimer. Who became he went from plasma physicist to rancher. Similar to our stories, serendipitously. We opted out from the mainstream because they're purposely lying to you. And we're not. We have nothing to gain. And my mission in life is to inform the public about the lies. So come check out threecanyons.org. You can reach it at oppenheimerranch.org as well. And that's a boom. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. I did at Rex Bear's house. We had smoked turkey that was organic. And it was fantastic. Even with anomalously high geothermal flux near the South Pole, watch this. I haven't even looked at the November 22 numbers. It is record high ice in the Arctic, exceeding levels that have... There has been less ice in the last 2 decades than today, which means we're above 20-year averages, which means Al Gore's a liar. The planet is not cooling. It's not warming. It's cooling. Who is the mainstream fooling? Take a look. They can't escape the facts. Even with anomalously high geothermal flux near the South Pole, we're talking record Antarctic ice levels building while it is melting at record levels beneath. And the Arctic is approaching record high volumes as of today. No one's getting through the Northern Passage anytime soon. You've been lied to. History repeats itself. If you're grateful and thankful today, concentrate on this idea. Everything you've ever been taught is a lie to control a narrative to make you comply. You know that saying, the proof is in the pudding? Well, the pudding is getting thick. And the proof is evident. Cycle 5 and 6. Check out cycle 5. It is a mimic for 24. Cycle 6 is in your future, and it's called cycle 25. Now, added to that is the fact that the sun's double dynamo is going to be completely out of phase. At the same time, the gas giants are at the furthest position. And at the same time, the northern hemisphere will be tilting the furthest away from the sun in the last 100,000 years, this winter, next winter, and the winter after. Couple that with the fact that cosmic rays are increasing beyond any levels in the last 8,000 years, and you will see the layered effect of your future. It is one that is unpredictable and yet predictable. The empire will end, and millions will struggle and die through famine and global unrest. But those that are prepared are in the right position to survive and thrive in the future will feel no effect whatsoever from any of these changes. And that might seem strange, but not to this guy. Happy Thanksgiving. We love each and every one of you. And that's a gobble gobble.